Artfight is finally over. And I don't think I've had this much happen in 1 month to me. Like, it's been really fun, but something really sad happened in my family that had me take a week off of Artfight. So coming back to finish Artfight has low-key brought me happiness again, and I can't wait to show you all the stuff that I did for this month because I'm actually super proud of the work that I did. So this video will only be part one of the attacks that I did because I did much more drawings than I thought I would be able to, and the part two should be coming out in a few days. Okay, so let's immediately jump into it. I was super excited to start because I found this character by Keiki05 on Artfight, and their character Nadia was so cool. I had the vision in mind, I had the pose, I had the feeling I wanted to convey, and I was like really excited to start drawing this. So I was really glad this was my first attack because it kind of set the tone of like the type of work I wanted to produce for all the other drawings. So I was really excited with how it turned out, and Keiki actually ended up revenging me after, which is a super cool thing because I didn't get a lot of defenses this year, but like the ones that I did get, super excited, but they're like super cool. I'm going to include some of them at the end of this video and the next video because they were awesome. Like, I'm super grateful for the people that attacked me this year, and I was able to move on to the next drawing super excited. During this second drawing, something I decided I wanted to get better at was hand lettering, or the way I wrote the characters' names in the background of the drawing after it was finished. And I was really excited on each of them because I think, to me, each of them came out really well. And I love how it like kind of framed the character while also telling you who they were. So I was really excited for that. But if there's like any other tips on how to get better at hand lettering, please let me know, because at this point I'm just going based off vibe or what I think looks really pretty. But for this drawing, this character, super cool. They didn't come with a sword. Like, the character, I'm gonna put up a reference photo, but they didn't come with a sword. But I need the pose that I had in mind, which is this pose. I wanted them to lean on something, so I just drew a random sword, and I think it came out really well. And the original artist really liked the pose and said it embodied her personality. So I think that's an A+ for me. And as I kept drawing, my confidence kept building on the type of work I wanted to put out. So I was really excited to keep going. And I think this was still in the first week of Artfight. So I had a lot of joy left until the sadness took over in like week 2. I don't know how many times can I keep saying, oh, I love this drawing, but I love this drawing. I'm really happy with the way this drawing ended up looking like, because the reference that I got from the artist, it like lacked a little bit of detail. So I was able to like have artistic freedom to add um visual things that I felt like would match the character. So I was like really excited to do that, and I liked the spin that I took on this character because the character itself is already cool, and then adding my own spin to it just made it like even more fun to do. So I was really in love with this drawing at the end. And it's the way I tell myself that anytime I'm doing a bust drawing of a character, it should be simpler than my full body character drawings, and that never works out. The entire like art fight up until the end, when I did a couple sketches, I just overdid everything. I was like, okay, at this point, if everything's gonna be really rendered, then that's just what's gonna be for this art fight, and I loved it. I think it was great. So it was a good decision. There has been a lot of thoughts on Artfight this year of how like people have loved some part of it and haven't liked some part of it, but like this was the first year that I actively participated, and it's been the most fun for me because there's so many cool characters. Like if I had to say something was sad, is that I had a lot of characters bookmarked and I didn't get around to doing them because first of all, I draw really freaking slow, and I had to like leave out of country for a week because the sad thing that happened, which was we had a death in our family of my auntie and we had to go like to the funeral and stuff. So I lost a week of that, and I did drawings during that because I needed something to distract myself from the sadness, and this was what my distraction was. But I was not able to like go through it really fast, so I still had to work on the drawings I started during that week in the following week, so I had less time than I wish I did. But I'm glad I still did the most that I could. Even though the really sad thing that happened put a damper on my mood for a good while during this month, just the sole thought that I was participating in this was able to bring me joy again. Like it was so, I don't even know how to explain how fun it was doing this art fight this year. Like this drawing I did, I loved. I did it for a mutual that I have on TikTok, and we follow each other on Artfight also. And I love their characters. I love the way they draw. I love their character designs, and I was super excited to draw this character. And just doing this drawing alone brought me joy. So I felt like this event couldn't have fallen on a better time for me, even though I didn't do some of the things I wanted to do, which was like draw characters in backgrounds or like a more environmental scene or something that tells a story. I was still happy to just draw characters, period. So I think I was good. This whole art fight experience was just a joy, even if I didn't get around to revenging everyone, which I'm totally so sorry about. Some things that I wanted to practice for this art fight that I may have failed a bit on is composition and facial expressions. I I most for most of the attacks, I love the poses and faces that I gave them, but I wanted to push facial expression and facial angles so much, but every time I tried, it looked so bad and it put me in such a bad mood that it was like slowly triggering an art block or some type of art burnout, that I just immediately reverted back to what I was comfortable doing, which is like not bad, but I really wanted to push myself for this and it was just like not working out at all. So I think that's something that I wanted to carry on to next year's art fight, but also in just my regular practice. So I have a video idea coming up of like drawing my subscribers OCs because we're about to hit 1,000 followers, which thank you so much by the way. And I would really love for the push in that video to experiment with crazy compositions or expressions that I've never attempted before. Jumping back to the speed paint real quick to rave about how cool this character design is. I love the hair. Doing this drawing was super cool, and honestly, next year I may have to draw them again. Loki, like I really felt like this character design was really sick. Now, for this speed paint, this was one of them that I swore to myself that I was going to keep the painting simple because this was literally the night before I had to get on the flight to go home for the funeral. And I was like, oh, it's going to be a really simple drawing, something to take my mind off everything. No, like it's between a simple and like being fully rendered because it was lacking a lot of like details and texture, but I was still doing too much, honestly. But this was when I fully realized, I'm like, yeah, everything's just gonna have to be rendered to a certain point that I'm happy with it, because honestly it looked like I can't really do simple anymore. And I'm glad I made that decision because all of them turned out super good. I feel bad saying this, but I swear to you, my drawings got so much better in the later half of the month. So my favorites, like I wouldn't say favorites, but like the ones I enjoy the most are at the end of this month. Like the ones that you're gonna specifically know which ones because I'm gonna tell you, but I have them as my phone wallpaper, honestly. Because I really love the way they turned out. It seems like I need to update my website to include all these drawings from Artfight because I love how they represent my skills that I have right now, and then also create commission sheets using these arts because I feel like this will represent what I am able to do. By this point, there's 2 weeks left of July, so I knew I had to lock in because this is when I came back from my trip and I needed something to pick up my mood. And I had this character bookmark since the start of Artfight, and I'm like, if anything could pick up my mood is a cute girly character. So I was on a roll after this. Something I did notice after I finished this artwork though that will forever bug me is on her, was it her right leg, I accidentally like turned her knee inwards but then had her foot facing forward, and I'm like, I don't think that's possible, honestly. um and it will forever bug me because it just looks like her foot is broken. And I noticed it after I submitted the drawing, and I'm like, I'm not going back to fix that. So it's just gonna have to be there. And I hope nobody notices until I like tell them. Like, I hope that once you were watching this, you didn't even notice that something was wrong with her legs. Apart from that, though, super fun drawing to come back to. It picked up my mood and it low-key made me excited to start commission soon. So that was a positive out of everything that happened. And I think my lettering is still going strong even up to this point. Like I said, I loved all the lettering that I did for these pieces. This is one of the two drawings that I started while back on my trip, and it's on Procreate, which I felt like was my weakest form of drawing during this entire Artfight thing, which is crazy because Procreate was my main form, my main program of drawing for years until I started taking Clip Studio Paint more seriously, and now I feel like I can't draw in any other program like really well other than Clip Studio Paint. And even though I feel that way though, I still think this drawing turned out really well. Like, there was a lot of moments that I low-key wanted to give up on it because I'm like, this is not turning out how I wanted to. I could just like transfer it into Clip Studio Paint and finish it there, but I was like, I just want to finish it on here because I started it on here and I feel like it would be good because then now I'd have two different speed paints to put in here and it'd be such a hassle, and it was like too much for me to think about at the time. So I just like stuck to what I knew. And then it was like a week or half a week after I came back from my trip that I finally was able to finish this piece because it was started in such a dark place that it took me a minute. So I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish given the circumstances of this piece. And that wraps up the first half of my Artfight recap. after this it gets going. Okay, the art gets better, I get more joyful, like I'm really feeling it in the second half. So that video should be out in a couple days hopefully, because I really have so many. I have like 8 more drawings to show after. So, and then I'm also gonna include some of the defenses that I got this year. Like I got like a good amount, so I'm just gonna show half of them in this video and then half of them in the other video, because I'm super excited with the ones that I got and I can't wait to show other people. So see y'all in the next video. Bye.